Howdy folks, and welcome to this Let's Play of Master of Orion, which we are playing as Terrans. So let's carry on from the end of our last save game, which was of course at the end of episode 3. Is that correct? Were we at episode 3 already? I think so. Anyways, without further ado, we are loading the game. Loading the game, of course, always takes a little bit of a while. Anyways, where did we leave off in the game? We progressed to the stage where we basically had something like that now. So we're getting along quite nicely. Let's have a brief look at our current situation. So we got one colony, and then we got 2 more here. And ultimately we did start a new colony here in Pallas Prime. So the shape of the galaxy that we have chosen is such that basically this string of planets that we are in at the moment is separated from the other stars by means of wormhole channels that we can currently not utilize. So additional technology would have to be developed for that purpose. But it does place us in a situation where we can actually take out the Darlok if we wanted to, without interference from the other AI players as such in the game. Unless, of course, during that course of action we will encounter an alien race that has developed the relevant technology already. So let's have a look at where we are at the moment. And our next action is, of course, this factory ship that we basically can now deploy. And thanks to that particular factory ship that we used here, we basically see that there's a military outpost over there. I'm just gonna see where else I can actually build some useful bits. So I got a space surveillance system there already. In actual fact, I probably want to place one there, but in actual fact I really also want to basically colonize that world. What is the next best thing to do? Difficult question. Anyway, in reality at the moment I've got a fleet size of 15. 15 in terms of points, not necessarily in terms of ships. So if you look at our actual fleet size itself, which is here, it doesn't actually list fleet numbers or the numbers of ships. It does tell us exactly the battle rating or attack rating that we can have. So currently our best fleet is here basically guarding our homeworld. We could upgrade it if we wanted to with basically a better version of the destroyer class. I'm just going to leave it as it stands for the moment. I believe later on we actually can develop some technology that will actually make it cheaper for us to upgrade our ships as well. So once I got that particular bit of technology in my hands, everything should be becoming a lot easier.
My liege, a moment please.
So at this point we are at a junction in terms of technology. We can either choose a deep space scanner. A deep space scanner will basically make our scout ships a lot easier to use because you don't have to basically go up from planet to planet anymore. It's a single scan and done. Whereas the electronic computer will actually give us additional energy weapon accuracy. I think given that we're actually militarists, the electronic computer would be the best choice here. So I'm going to go with that one.
Our engineers
Going to update our blueprints here. We can actually see where that additional bit of technology will be implemented. So we're placing here basically the electronic computer on board of the ship itself, making it slightly more expensive in terms of production points. So, but that's fine.
Our engineers await your command.
Next technology that we want to get. I probably want to get this one here. Displacement device is actually a very useful one. Reduces damage incurred to your ships. Gonna go the next turn.
Freely with one hand, but keep the other ready to take it back.
Nope, I do not think so. Let's have a brief look at our empire itself. So I'm basically building on Pallas Prime. That's that latest colony that we basically built. I'm building at the moment the biospheres, which will be there for another 3 turns. Caliph 3, I'm building a neutron collider. Let's actually have a look at that planet itself. So I'm fully committed to production at the moment. anything else I could put in the queue that would be of use to us? Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so next colony, that's Paris Prime. Just going through them manually at the moment. That's of course our homeworld. We're still trying to grow our population here, which will be done in 4 turns. And in Caliph 2, where we are currently basically getting our missile base in place. I think everything else is as it should be for the moment. The only thing I might want to do is basically put that neutron collider in a next position to basically prioritize that. Okay, that's it for the moment, I think. Yep, next turn again. So this is just going to be a couple of turns that we're basically going to flip through there.
Galactic News Network.
State of the Galaxy. Always nice to get some news on the galaxy's current state.
Current leaders of advanced technology.
Valkyrie, humans, and Psion. Now, we are not playing as humans, we're playing as Terrans. Even though the Terrans are humans, we're not the human empire in here. Okay. Biosphere is completed on Palace Prime. Good. So I'm basically going to be able to expand this queue here slightly. I want to get a neutron collider in place. I also want to get a starbase here, or actually marine barracks. Okay. Again, just gotta flick through this to the next turn. Alpha Prime Centauri Prime has reached its maximum population, so the population that was busy in terms of building food here has been reallocated towards production as well as research. I can add an extra item to the queue. What do I want to add to the queue? I want to basically get myself a nice cruiser.
And now, the news.
Ooh, we reached a major
While
breakthrough.
carrying out secret, high-level experiments, Terran scientists stumbled onto a critical scientific breakthrough.
Okay, so what's the breakthrough? Oh, okay.
Our engineers have made a new discovery, my liege.
Nice to be able to see these 3D image of the device that we basically built. There's nothing to be done about that one. Destroyer is not affected either. It does look though that this ship here is affected. And I thought I would be able to get a displacement device on here, but I don't see that happening at the moment. If I were to go to the specials, I can actually put one in there if I had any space available, which I don't. Okay, so I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going
Our
to leave it as it
engineers
stands.
await your command, Khan.
Next one is either a data center or a cross prospecting. I actually want to go for the orbital batteries, I think. Ooh, repair unit. Dauntless guidance system. Yep, that's the one I'm going to go for. Yeah, it's that unit that basically asks for instructions. Right, so I'm going to scrap that one. Frees up one space in there. I do want to replace that with a scanner, deep space scanner. That is a thunder world, and that is a volcanic world. I think it'd be useful if I were to colonize that system in itself as well. Probably going to add an extra colony ship to this queue here. 10 turns it says. Wow. Okay. Building a surveillance system. No vacancy. Ooh, interesting. Caliph 2 has reached maximum population. Good. Balanced. Pollution is not so bad at the moment. This building helps reduce pollution. Same as that one. So I'm actually going to go for that one first. And then the next one, next slot, I will basically take up with, of course, that colony ship level 3. So just clicking through to the next turn again. Spies have mounted a revolt in one of our colonies. Control of the colony is lost for 20 turns. Intriguing. Revolt. It's not really the best thing I was hoping for, but what can we do? I had a spy on Caliph 3, not on Caliph 2. I'm going to move this one to there. I have a spy at Bravo number, well, it was on Caliph number 2, I guess. He's returning back home. And Echo is being trained at the moment. Okay. Alpha, I'm going to send them there. Build another surveillance system here. As you see, I'm placing a significant number of surveillance systems around. And this one will basically go in terms of what will be useful. I'm going to do a cyber infiltration. Risk is set to low. So we finished the research here. I actually want to get that auto repair unit in there. Particularly on bigger ships, that'll be a very
Our
useful addition.
engineers have made a new discovery, my liege.
Tachyon physics. Master driver modification. Tachyon scanner. Oh, that's useful. Battle scanner and tachyon communication. But these are all mutually exclusive, unfortunately. I'm actually inclined to just get the fusion drive here, or the ion drive. Be a good addition, I think. Paris Prime will basically be doing counter-espionage. Okay. But lots of focus on building up this colony here, and actually I think what I need to do is I need to basically prioritize more of the actual military ships. So building more destroyers be useful here as well. Okay, we basically built colony ship number 3, which is good. So this ship here, I'm going to send it to this world here to colonize. Build another surveillance system over here, I guess, and in the meantime I basically also want to build a military outpost there. Infiltrate diplomacy. We'll kill him. Colonial Revenue Service completed a Paris Prime. Colony ships arrived at Oculus Prime. Paris Prime has grown. So let's colonize this world. I think we've seen his intro movie, but I still love it. Particularly when you actually can look into the bridge like that. It's nice. Not entirely sure about the proportions of everything, but yeah, cool. Cool. So let's skip it now. So our current focus is, as you can see, on food. We're going to get a fungal farm, hydroponic farm, automated factory, government support facility. Now the government support facility is quite important, particularly when you want to keep the population happy. Security is at level 1 at the moment. I'm actually going to buy one of these food production units. Yep. Because at the moment the food production is only sufficient to grow the colony by 1 in about 52 turns. So I want to basically speed that process up if I can. So security level 3, security level 4 on my homeworld. 3 on Caliph 3, and on Oculus Prime it's only level 1. That's peculiar, because I thought I did have a spy on here. Why have the other ones got higher levels? DNA scanner, government support facility actually increases it as well. Okay. An agent counter espionage. Now I'm sure on Palace Prime I do have agent doing counter espionage, but it could be, of course, that they're still in the midst of setting it up.
We offer this freely with one hand.
Yes, and I'm not going to take it, even if you offer your entire one hand. You've entered the colony to view population, credit, defense, security, morale, and pollution. Good. So let's have a look. Security level is 3. Raise security is plus 10. Government support facility and spy center. Taking it all to level 3, it looks like. That is an interesting world. This ship, or this fleet here, I should say. That could be upgraded to level 8. It's expensive though. This one could be upgraded to level 8 as well, from level 4. Wow. Okay. Let's leave that for the moment being. Let's first see where our next production of fleet units will be. Basically at our homeworld we'll build a cruiser in about 3 turns. Like I said, a surveillance system I'm going to be building here. Destroyer level 6. Okay, cruiser completed. Okay, let's take these, upgrade that ship, even though it's costing me money. That's fine. I'm actually going to move him here. I'm going to guard that point there for the moment being. The one thing that would be nice, if you could basically make a sub-selection in here maybe. So if I select the, I can say upgrade, that should, yeah, that does reduce the cost, doesn't it? So I should be able to select one and upgrade. Wow, 274 for an upgrade of a single one of my frigates. Wow. So if I add frigates to the queue here, it's probably less pricey, isn't it? Building new ones as opposed to upgrading that one. Wow. Ah. Trying to incite more revolts, isn't it? Off with their heads. Let's kill those spies. Kill them. Right. Production queue has gotten to be empty here. We need to fill it with more bits. Orbital batteries, interesting one to add. Troop transports. I'll also build some frigates, I think. Maybe some more troop transports. This world is back in my hands. Thank you. So we're almost finished in building the neutron collider, then research, global DNA scanner, so that hopefully help us improve our security. Now, one of the things I got one of my spies I could take back. So my spy is this one. I want to move this one to that world there. Traveling, perfect.
This is GNN,
State of the Galaxy.
Galactic News Network.
And now, the state of the galaxy.
Okay,
Current
enlighten me.
ranking of space fleet strengths.
Ooh, we're not even in that ranking at all. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be building here a military outpost. Just because, again, that's connected to a wormhole that I don't have access to yet. But, of course, I do want to provide enough in terms of security there. Echo is awaiting orders. Let's tell her to move here. Actually, can I cancel that? Unfortunately, I can't. Pity.
Our
Alright,
engineers have made a new discovery, my liege.
update the blueprints. We're going to update this as well, and we can update this one as well.
Our engineers await your command, Khan.
Travel speed has been increased. Genetic mutation. We can either get here telepathic training, or we can get heightened intelligence. Interesting. Telepathic training is mission risk is reduced. This one will be useful.
Brilliant.
They're going to go for the intelligence option. Okay. Okay, that seems like a very, very strong force here. Force to be reckoned with. Now, when am I going to get the next ships? Be about 25 turns or so.
My liege, a moment.
Cool. Should have sent them there straight away just to do the counter espionage, but okay, that's fine. Alright, let's get that one here as well. Now, when I look at the actual barracks, I don't see any indicator as to how many Marines I've got on here at the moment. Actually, it does say that here. Defense, 5 out of 5. ETA for new Marine is 4 turns. I'm going to build some additional troop transports. Always useful to have more. Frigates are on the queue at the moment. On this world itself, I'm basically building a global DNA scanner at the moment. Should increase from level 3 to 4 then in terms of the security. And I also, of course, want to build myself some troop transports. Spy needs orders. Now you are going to do counter-espionage. Good. Alright, looking at the clock though, I think it's time for us to call it a day. In the meantime, so I'm just going to say thanks again for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you, of course, on the next one. Where we, of course, are playing as Terran. And this is Let's Play number 4. Alright, see you on the next one. And have a great day. Bye-bye.